Kristen, and today I'm talking about Little Mix's third album, Get Weird. So Little Mix has been on the scene for a while now. They first formed on X Factor UK in 2011. And in this time now they're, on their third album. And I've heard, different singles from Little Mix in the past, and I've always thought they were very talented. I love Wings and Salute, but I never really dove into any of their albums and checked them out for real. But after hearing their new singles, Black Magic and Love Me Like You, I was like, this is actually really good. I kind of want to check them out, and I heard so many good things about them from other people that I decided this was the album that I was going to, finally learn more about Little Mix and listen to their music. Their album is like incredible. It's so good. There's so many different types of music on this album. They have a great mix of ballads and also more up-tempo, dancey songs. They have an incredible mix of just genres, they have some electronic, some R&B, pop, hip-hop, some acoustic stuff that's more raw and just really shows off their voices. They also blend together so incredibly well. They also have a lot of cool throwbacks to different decades on this album. I hear it and I'm like, wow, Love Me Like You sounds like a 50s doo-woppy pop song. Black Magic and Weird People have this 80s synth sound. And every time I hear one of their songs, I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm going back to a different decade. It's cool that they can do it in a way that sounds so modern. There's literally not a single song on this album that I'm like, ooh, I don't really like it, I kind of want to skip it. I can just listen to this whole thing on repeat over and over, and it sounds so good. Their first album, DNA, came out in 2012, then Salute came out in 2013, and so this has been like a 2-year gap between their last album to this one. This album is definitely very different from their other ones, which were definitely more R&B heavy. This is definitely more colorful, more synth, more pop. That's a sound also that's very popular nowadays, is that electronic synth. Justin Bieber's album has a lot of that, and just in general, I think a lot of songs like that are getting a lot of radio play. And I love the name of the album, Get Weird. I think when you think of that, your first thought is like, oh, are they gonna do crazy weird stuff like Miley Cyrus and her dead pets or something? But it's not. It's weird in that it's very much about embracing who you are and embracing your weirdness. There's a song called Weird People where they're talking about, if you're weird, get on the dance floor, let's all have fun. And there's another one called I Won't where they're talking about, I won't let anybody, tear me down. And I think that those songs are really empowering. And I think that's a really great message that they're putting forth. Get weird, get crazy, be yourself, and don't worry about what other people think. Let's do a quick rundown of just, the songs on this album and initial thoughts. The first song is Black Magic, so that was the single. I love this song. I love the music video because to me it reminds me of that 80s movie Teen Witch. If you don't know what it is, go watch it. It's definitely one of my top favorite movies ever. It stars Robin Lively, who's Blake Lively's sister, and just that music video reminds me so much of the plot of that movie. And I don't know if it was inspired by it, but it would make sense if it was, because this song has a very 80s synth sound, and that movie came out in the 80s. Then the second track is also the second single, which is Love Me Like You, which has an awesome 50s doo-wop sound. Weird People is another electronic song that kind of has an 80s vibe to it as well. Then there's Secret Love Song, which features Jason Derulo, and this is the only song on the album that actually has a guest on it. And to be honest, I don't love that. I prefer the bonus track where they do this song as a ballad without Jason Derulo. This one's a little bit more up-tempo, and the parts where it's just the girls sound great, but I personally don't love Jason Derulo on this song. Then the fifth track is Hair, which is talking about getting this guy out of your hair because he's annoying. And it's just one of those songs that I can imagine you're out with your friends and you're like, ugh, we don't need guys, F guys, we just want to dance, Grown has that kind of R&B that sounds a little like Amy Winehouse-ish. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Kind of sounds like you're listening to it on a record player or something like that. The beat drops a little bit and it just sounds cool and hip-hoppy, and I just really love it. Then there's I Love You, which is more of a ballad. Then there's OMG, which has that synth 80s sound again, but it's also more hip-hoppy. Lightning is straight up R&B beautiful. I love that song. Then Adidas is another one of those doo-woppy sounding songs, and then at the end we get this really fun rap. Love Me or Leave Me is another one of my favorites, and it has that soaring ballad quality that I really love, and it reminds me of something that Demi Lovato might sing. The last song on the regular standard album is The End, which is an a cappella ballad where they're just showing off their raw vocal talent. When we get into the deluxe edition, the first bonus track is I Won't, which is a very empowering, uplifting, up-tempo song. The message in I Won't is about not letting people tell you no and you can't do things because you can do anything. Then the next bonus track is Secret Love Song Part 2, which is a beautiful ballad version of Secret Love Song, the one that they had on the main album with Jason Derulo, and I like this one so much better. The next track is Clued Up, and that's an acoustic song that also really shows off their vocals. The final track in the entire deluxe album is called The Beginning, and it is another a cappella track. It sounds like they're kind of reflecting on what it was like starting their careers, you know, on X Factor. They were strangers, they became friends, and this is just the beginning of their careers. My final thoughts are just that I really liked this album a lot. I cannot stop listening to it. If you were not sure if you should check out this album, I think that you should. It's really, really good. I'd say my favorite songs on this album are Lightning, Secret Love Song Part 2, Black Magic, and Love Me or Leave Me. So good. So good. Make sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you guys thought about the album. I would love to hear your favorite songs. If you like Little Mix's new album, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you like my videos, make sure to click that subscribe button because I come out with new ones every week. See ya!